Today we're remembering a Minneapolis woman who overcame her physical disabilities.
She became a pioneer in the field of social work.
I mean, there's no question but that she turned adversity into an asset. Her physical limitations made her a better social worker.
Margery Carpenter is credited with paving the way for other women to have successful careers in social work. And in this week's Life Story, Angela Davis shows us how Margery chose a life of adventure over one filled with limitations.
She was raised in Minneapolis in the 1920s, a little girl with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis and severe vision problems. But Margery was resilient.
She sometimes had to be pulled in a wagon to high school, and her eyesight then became increasingly difficult for her to read, so people had to read her textbook.
She graduated from the University of Minnesota with honors and took graduate classes in social work. She then set out to do what she knew. Margery taught others how to work with children with disabilities, and she recruited people into the profession.
Women in those days mostly became teachers, I suppose, or nurses. Well, this was something a little different. So she was a pioneer in the field of social work as a woman.
At the age of 41, Margery met her match. She married Kenneth Carpenter. They lived in Washington, D.C., and together raised money to elevate the field of social work. Photos capture Margery over the years with a big smile and fancy hair, but her family says getting around remained a struggle.
You couldn't miss her disability. It was work for her to walk.
Still, Margery traveled the world, often buying rare and expensive artwork that she and her husband donated to museums in Minnesota and D.C. This Picasso creation on display at the Minneapolis Institute of Art is one such gift.
They love to enjoy them, but they love to share them too.
Margery also showered her young nieces and nephews with gifts.
Yeah, I was in awe of her from the time I was little.
Her great niece describes Margery as a role model, professionally and personally.
But she was just still this incredible human who could laugh and could appreciate great food and who loved great lipstick and shoes. And that's real. That is that full person.
Angela Davis, WCCO 4 News.
Margery Carpenter was in her 90s when she died on March 6th. Her family says she never talked much about her exact age. Donations in her honor can be made to the International Council on Social Welfare. It's an agency she supported for decades. And if you have a life story for Angela, you can share it at WCCO.com/links.